Thank you for watching Virtual Home Manners videos. This video is in reference to doorbell, a ring at the doorbell, a knock at the door, and your dog behaving appropriately. So if somebody comes, knocks on your door, rings your doorbell, your dog's gonna bark. Some dogs do, some dogs don't. Sometimes Copper does, sometimes Copper doesn't. Teddy generally does not. The other part is that you can give your dog a command after that point to go to a place or to stay in a certain area or not to pass a certain point. And then go ahead and you're going to open the door. And for the video, it can just be a pretend person on the other side. You just say a couple words, open the door, say a couple words, and then close the door, and then the exercise is pretty much complete. So I'm going to I have a doorbell to emanate the doorbell's ringing. I'm going to basically have Copper stay within this room. So there's a threshold here. I don't want him to pass. And then I'm going to open the door and then talk to basically kind of open the door, see that there's somebody outside, close the door. This is a very challenging for Copper to do. So we'll start him he'll start out on the chair. He won't stay in the chair. Is that acceptable? Yes, because as long as he doesn't go past the point I don't want him to go, it's still an acceptable behavior. Sometimes people say, we can have him go to a cage, go lay on a rug. That is your choice. At this point, I just don't want Copper to pass a certain point. I don't want him to run out the door. He just wants to see who's here. So we're just trying to prevent that overly friendly. He's just a friendly dog, an overly friendly behavior. But the other part too, we just don't want dogs going out and darting out the door. It's part of another exercise down the road. So this is just that part. Behaves appropriately when the doorbell rings or there's a knock at the door. So I'm gonna go ahead and have the doorbell ring. So I want Copper to kind of stay in this area. And then I'm gonna go over here to the door. So as soon as I start opening the door, he's going to get up off the chair, or he may not. And then I'm going to go ahead and say hello. Thank you. And then that. So basically, he didn't even get off the chair at this time. So I have a previous video in which you can see my struggles through, and I'm going to post that video as well so you can see both of them. So it's a process that we've done this a couple of times. He now knows I just stay and wait. I have a leash on him, so when I've been working this, that he knows that he shouldn't get up, and it's easier to work with a leash than without. You usually just have a collar. So have a leash when you're training in house, 'cause you're training. That's part of what you're doing. So that's pretty much the doorbell. I'm gonna go ahead and try it again. And Teddy is just, I'm not really using Teddy, but Teddy just kind of came up theoretically with Copper again. I don't want to go past this threshold. So we'll have the doorbell ring. I'm going to have you wait here. Stay in the room. And see, he's not even bothering to get up at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and say hello, thank you. Close the door. That is technically, if the dog had been I told him to go and lay in the chair, that would be the greatest opportunity. But basically, in essence, he didn't respond at all. Basically, when the doorbell rang, so the part of somebody doing that, and in essence, on how that goes. Like I said, I do have a previous video that I recorded just before this video. I'm going to put them both on. Because in the other video, it wasn't like that. He did get up out of the chair. He came up. He kind of came to the point. So he doesn't necessarily stay in one spot. Is that wrong? No, it's not. So on that aspect, the part is that they just behave appropriately. So the part that he would get up and walk over here and sit, or even stand, is fine. He doesn't whine, he doesn't bark, he's just standing there and waiting. That is an acceptable behavior. You just don't, you just don't want to have him pushing or crowding, which is what he used to do. He would push and crowd, try to get to the door and get out the door because he wants to see the mailman and just be overly friendly. So that is pretty much the skill. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out to Mary Lou Mader or myself. We'll be happy to answer any questions, or if you want us to have the further breakdown of this, I'd be happy to do so for you. Again, thank you again for watching our videos.